I'm not a lawyer, but let's get into what happened before lunch on day 9 of the Diddy trial. Diddy's former assistant, George Kaplan, was back on the stand continuing his direct exam. Early in his testimony on day 9, he says there were 3 long-term relationships that he was aware of that Diddy had: Cassie, Kim Porter, and Gina. He then goes on to detail a time in 2015 that he witnessed Diddy being violent to Cassie. He says they were on a private jet headed to Vegas when he heard glass break. He testified he looked back and saw Diddy standing over Cassie while Cassie was laying on her back with her legs up as if she was, quote, trying to create space between the two of them. Kaplan said Diddy was holding a whiskey rocks glass in his hand, and then, quote, there was a tremendous commotion and stumble, and then the glass crashed. Kaplan said he looked away, but then Cassie screamed, quote, is anybody seeing this? After that incident, Kaplan said Diddy went to a different area of the plane and told Cassie to stay in the back. Kaplan says that he, Diddy's staff, and Diddy's management were all on the plane, but no one checked on Cassie or called the police. He said he was later asked to get some creams for Cassie's face. On another occasion, Kaplan says that Diddy called him over the intercom system at his house, telling him to come to the master bedroom. Once there, he says Diddy told him to go pick up some over-the-counter products like witch hazel, which Kaplan realized could be used to help with swelling. He also says that when he was in the room, he saw Cassie crying on the bed with her head in her hands, and he saw some bruising on her face, but he didn't stop to check on her or talk to her. Kaplan says he went to the store and got the products using his corporate card. When asked by prosecutors why Kaplan left the company, Kaplan said, quote, the central reason that I left my job as Mr. Combs' assistant was that I was not comfortable or aligned with the physical behavior that had been going on that I had seen pieces of over the course of a couple months. Kaplan said he didn't want to be a part of, quote, fixing those type of things. And he also said it was, quote, extremely challenging because I was obviously extremely grateful to be in the role and have a great deal of respect for Mr. Combs, but in my heart of hearts, I knew it was the right thing to do. In another incident, George Kaplan described seeing Diddy throw apples at his girlfriend Gina. Kaplan said it was in late 2015 in the entryway of his Miami home. Diddy was very angry and throwing either real green apples or decorative ones at Gina, and she was, quote, trying to shield herself with her arms. Kaplan again said he didn't say anything because he was just a young kid trying to make it in the entertainment industry, and this was essentially his first professional endeavor, and at one point he thought this might be normal. However, following these incidents, Kaplan said he did decide to leave Combs Enterprises. Specifically, after witnessing the apple throwing incident, he told Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, that this was, quote, going to be the last straw for me and I was going to see my way out of this role over a period of time. When telling Diddy why he was leaving, Kaplan said he told him he was leaving because his dad was sick. In response to this, Kaplan said that Diddy was, quote, extremely gracious, and that Kaplan stayed in touch with Diddy because he liked him and wanted to continue having a relationship with him. Kaplan said he wishes Diddy a happy birthday every year on November 4th. And then it was time for cross-examination, and Diddy's defense attorney, Mark Agnafilo, handles cross. In describing some of the positive parts of working with Diddy, George Kaplan says, quote, working